Okay, so two cowboys are lost in the desert. That's it. I don't know. Two Guns McGraw and
Let's start that again. That was so good. You laughed.
No, I was
you
trying to think of
laughed
the
at
name.
nothing. That was funny.
Okay. So two cowboys are lost in the desert, and they come over this rise, and one of them sees a tree that's just draped in bacon.
Nice.
Okay.
Disgusting.
And the cowboy turns to the other cowboy and says, "We're saved! Look, foods! It's a bacon tree. We're saved!" So immediately gets off his horse and he starts running towards this tree, and immediately just gets cut down by bullets. Just cut to ribbons by bullets. Dead. As soon as he hits the ground, he's dead. It wasn't a bacon tree. It was a ham bush.
Oh, there was such a build-up for that.
Bonus joke. Have you heard
Bonus
that
joke.
Craig David's at the Olympics this year with the Great British Archery team?
I'm
Have you
not.
heard
No.
this?
No.
He's apparently he's the bow selector.
Craig
Bonus
David.
joke.
Bonus.
Can I get a rewind?
What-
Cheese and
what-
onion. All right, Kez. All right, Kez.
Oh, Jesus. Hello and welcome to...
Hi, listeners.
Hello and welcome to episode 23 of That's Class, a podcast about things we find class, hosted by three of your favourite class holes. As always, I'm Ruaridh Kidd, joined by the biscuit boss himself. You can call him Dragon, Duncan Malcolm.
Hello there.
And the sexiest guy we know, he's the official here on the pod because he's officially given me a boner, Eddie Horsecock Ashcroft.
Ah, you said it.
How are we, boys? You all right? How was my absence? Did you guys you survived? I edited it all. It was great.
Yeah, we had a great time.
We had a great time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you survived Shark Week, so
I did.
good on you,
congrats.
buddy.
I did survive Shark
Great
Week.
shark bait.
I also came back today from what we call a triple hitter. So I have been in my wetsuit from 9:30 in the morning to 5:00 in the afternoon. No,
Is this where you wee in the wetsuit and sometimes poop in it too?
no toilet breaks from then to then. So I did not smell great, and I jumped straight into the shower. And it took me. It's probably going to take another shower to actually get this smell away. It smells good.
We'll just embrace the smell.
I am. Lucy's not. She's upstairs.
Yeah, just do it.
And the door's
Take it all
locked,
in.
and you're locked down there now.
And I have to sleep on the sofa bed, yeah.
My nice manly musk.
How are you guys? Have you been up to much this week so far? There's not much of a turnaround since the last two recordings, actually.
No, yeah. I mean, us
No.
diehards, it's Wednesday now, and we just finished recording last Saturday, so
No.
yeah.
Wasn't really much.
The
there wasn't
diehards
no
are-
Grand Prix. Yeah.
Tired.
Was there a Grand Prix?
Grand Prix. There was no,
No, there was no Grand Prix.
Grand Prix. There was no.
So
Yeah, not
the
much
wee
really happened.
the wee Dutch got a rest this week.
The Olympics has happened this week. Have you guys been watching the Olympics?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We watched the skateboarding.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
the-
remember. I remember now. I remember you now. You guys bad shit chatted the surfing.
What the ironing board swimming?
All the iron was.
Yes, that was it. Yeah. Irrelevant
Is
That,
sports.
that must be.
Speaking of
be like-
irrelevant sports, on
He's
the
ironing that
Olympics,
wave well.
I'm saying
Hey.
at least surfing is a sport that you do as a human, and you don't physically abuse a horse to dance in front of everyone. Equestrian sport is awful to watch. The horse looks like
At least
it's
that
in
has
so
a
much
bit. At least
pain.
that has like a lot of history to it. Whereas
Yeah,
like
bad
surfboards only
history.
really came about since people started ironing. So when's that like turn of the century? Industrial Revolution? I don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't know. I'd
horses
rather
have been around forever. People
I'd
have
rather
been dancing
swim.
horses for a
I'd
long
rather
time.
swim on an iron board than whip a horse to do my bidding.
It's a gentle whip though. It's nice. It's
still
a
a
loving whip.
It's still a whip.
Damn, you must be boring in the bedroom. Oh shit, Fiona listens to this.
That's awesome.
Take that back.
That's good news. Good stuff. Dunk, what about you?
Not much. Just watched it. I don't know. Watching some Olympics. One of the problems with this Olympics is we've been really
It's
lucky
the wrong
that
time of day.
It's the wrong time of day. We had really lucky. We had London and then we had Rio, and they're all
Yeah.
at good times for us. And
Yeah,
then
Tokyo's
now it's
pretty
basically
bad.
breakfast Olympics.
Yeah, it's kinda shit.
Which is good because it gets rid of half the morning rubbish that you get in the mornings most of the time. So
True.
Oh yeah, the news isn't on. It's great.
Yeah, I usually
It's
use
a lot
the morning
better.
now to like watch the highlights of the Olympics and what's happened in the past night.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is kind of cool. It's definitely better breakfast television. But
For real.
Yeah.
yeah.
And for
once
a
once
breakfast
the other
pod-
sports kind of get into it.
For a breakfast podcast, you could also listen to this podcast. And if
Maybe.
you're listening to the podcast, well done. You've managed to find your favorite podcast service. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the review button. Do all those things to actually help us get known and found out. We don't really care if we get found out because we're just talking about stuff that we like. Why are you listening? People
Stop
that listen,
listening.
stop it. Just
This
switch
is
it
a
off.
private conversation. Have you
It's a-
never heard of
Yeah.
privacy laws and data protection?
But if you enjoy listening to this, we upload these episodes almost every Monday morning, just in time for your commute, unless
Yeah,
I
right.
am being super lazy, and then it's more likely a lucky dip as to when it's going to be uploaded. No one really knows. This week was Tuesday, I think. Hopefully, this podcast coming is going to be Monday because we're recording on Wednesday, so I've got more than enough
There's
time.
enough time. There's no excuse this
Heaps of
week.
time. If you'd rather watch a podcast and put faces to the voices and instantly regret making that decision, you can catch us on YouTube roughly the following Wednesday. It is Wednesday today. I've not uploaded the Wednesday YouTube video because my internet is pretty bad. So that will come up sometime this week. You can keep an eye on that if you follow us on YouTube.
That's a shame
Click-
because me and Duncan were naked in the last week one.
Well, we'll find that out. You can click the
It
little
was the,
bell
it
as
was
well.
the OnlyFans special.
And then every time we upload, you'll get a notification and you can see Eddie and Duncan shirtless because apparently, well, it's a podcast. You can't see below the waist.
Because it's sexy and it's what the listeners want.
This is true.
I've had
Just-
numerous emails about it.
Let's get into it. Today's a special episode, isn't it, Duncan?
It is a special episode. It's a special episode.
Special episode! Episode friends!
Duncan! Special episode! Duncan
So-
episode! it's like on South Park when there's a Butters episode. It's Butters.
It's fun. But we won't make you dress as margarine, so you're all good.
Way.
That's so good.
So a few podcasts back, we were
Sorry,
discussed
Duncan.
the epic film that is Ice Road, starring Liam Neeson.
Yes.
It was released to universal opinion, and we kind of
Rave
said,
reviews.
well, rave reviews across the board. There
Mhm.
was raving and ranting, and it got me thinking that Quest, and we talked about Ice Road Truckers, and Quest TV is the channel that is on everyone's free view. Don't sit there and think I've never seen Quest. You have. Everyone has. Between
You lie. Don't you
Don't
lie
lie.
to me.
don't you lie to yourself. Quest obviously has lots of shows, and we talked about one of these being Ice Road Truckers, and how Ice Road and Ice Road Truckers, if you want to watch, the film, basically the movie Ice Road.
It's
just
a
watch Ice Road Truckers
significantly
instead.
more entertaining program than the actual
Significantly
movie,
more
The Ice
entertaining.
Road.
So it got me thinking, maybe there are other films, so working back the way, maybe there are some shows on Quest that could be turned into blockbuster B movies
Okay.
from the same studio that brought you Bearvalanche.
Nice.
I have another film pitch for you gentlemen today.
I
Can
can't wait. I
we-
really, really can't wait.
So we are going to be remaking Outback Opal Hunters. But there's a
That's so
twist.
good. Outback Opal Hunters.
Nice.
Now, Outback Opal Hunters is quite a serious show. They do go underground to dig for dig for opals.
Can I
It's
stop
life or
you
death.
there?
Some of the harshest and most remote places on Earth in that part of Australia. And
Very dangerous.
very dangerous. And this follows a husband and wife team. Ripper Smith and
Nice.
Sheila.
Nice,
Ripper
classic.
Standard,
Classic.
understandable. Yeah.
Ripper Smith and their pet wombat called Slab.
Slab, nice.
Played by Harry Maguire.
Could be. Voiced by Harry Maguire in the
Oh, yeah, it could be
in the
voiced by Harry
psychedelic scene.
Yeah.
Psychedelic scene. Now, there's a twist to this in true Jackie Brown fashion.
A Shyamalan twist.
A Shyamalan twist, if you will. So, Ripper Smith and Sheila. Now, Ripper Smith's going to be, I'm thinking Russell Crowe for Ripper Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And especially we're talking full dad bod Russell Crowe as well nowadays. So, and an RV, obviously, because they're going to be traveling. Now,
Nice.
his wife is going to be played by Kylie Minogue.
Yes, I was going to suggest that. Fucking get in there, Duncan. Topless scene. Topless
Sheila. Well, okay. Well, we'll come to that. We'll come to that
bum
later.
scene. A solid gold hot pants bum scene. Yes.
Well, her nickname in the opal mining community is Togs, because she's always wearing bikinis.
Okay.
Nice.
Her togs, nice.
Togs. Yeah.
What is Togs Australian for bikini?
Yeah,
It's Australian for swimsuit. Yeah.
yeah.
Is it when you turn it upside down, it spells out swimsuit? So when we read it, it says swimsuit, but when Australians read it, it says
It
togs.
says togs, yeah.
Togs.
They say, get your togs on.
How do you
Yes.
plan to get over the upside down filming issue?
I don't
you
know.
Film upside down.
Right, okay.
Oh, yeah. He
Yeah,
has a point.
Super
yeah.
simple solution.
Just the
yeah.
camera's
Super
just
simple.
going to be upside down the whole time. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's absolutely it. So they're out in the desert, opal mine. They're just a little husband and wife team. They don't mind much, but they get by. They get enough to look after themselves, and they don't have to work for months at a time because they find so much.
Will there
opals and
be
stuff like
will there
that.
be a little cameo of a Leeds United shirt? Because we all know Australia's own Russell Crowe is a big Leeds fan.
I think the opening scene where he kicks open the door of the RV and Slab the Wombat comes out and Russell Crowe steps out into the Australian sun, he will be wearing a Leeds tank top.
Like a nice, solid, tattered Macron one from sort of the League One days. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
To show that he's a
probably
hard
have a Leeds
fan.
United shield on his shoulder just for giggles.
Oh, he's got tats, yeah.
Little tat.
Marcelo Bielsa portrait on his calf or
We
something.
Marcel Bielsa portrait next on his nightstand and a slight little, just a little fried egg stain, just there, just because that's his style. Now they're out mining one day and there's a dust storm, and during this dust storm, two guys come in and raid the RV. They just kick open the door and they come into the side. And it's the middle of the night, and Russell Crowe and Ripper Smith and Sheila, they kill these two guys,
Oh shit!
and they get the storm subsides. They wake up in the morning like, oh shit, these two guys are dead. We're gonna have to, what we're gonna do with their bodies? Well, we'll need to bury them. So
This is not where I saw
what
this
we're
movie
gonna do-
going.
but what are we going to do with their car? Well, I don't know. I mean, it is an Opel Manta, so
Oh.
and then they're looking over this Opel
Marketing
Manta,
options.
and they open the Opel Manta, and it's full of meth.
Nice.
Nice.
Just loads of meth. And these two gentlemen were
Heisenberg and
drug smugglers. Drug smugglers. I was going to use cocaine, but we use cocaine in Bearville, so the studio needs to be
use
more
a different
creative.
drug. Yeah.
Use a different drug. So full of meth, right? And it's because there's a wee meth, meth operation out in the desert near where they're opal mining, and it's run by Mel Gibson, who actually we don't have to star. We'll just lure him in with like some sort of.
He won't even
trap.
know he's acting. He'll just be
Yeah,
there.
he won't even know he's acting. Exactly. So we're going to lure Mel Gibson in as the baddie, and he's going to be really cross because he's waiting on this shipment of meth, and it's not arrived. So
Again,
gonna
he's
have to go
not
out into
acting.
the-
He's genuinely waiting
Again,
for a
he's not
shipment of
acting.
meth.
He's really cross. His meth hasn't arrived. And I've also got Ben Mendelsohn down as a police officer who's going to come out to sort of see them and then he's actually going to be a bad guy, but he's going to be a secret bad guy. So
Oh,
there's going to be a
Ben
plot twist
Mendelsohn,
later on.
he is a good bad
Yes.
guy.
Good bad guy, but also needs to have a chance to play a good guy because he doesn't play a lot of good guys. So
Yeah. it's true.
For everyone else, who is this guy you were talking about?
he
Ben Mendelsohn?
is Ben Mendelsohn. He
Yeah.
is in Rogue One. He's the director Krennic. He's the guy that goes, "Farming, a man of your talents."
Yeah. that
Okay,
guy.
right, this guy.
He's a quote machine. Like he'll be able to build.
He's the
give himself
guy.
The best
He's also the
line.
guy from Dark Knight Rises, where he's like, "Where's Bane?" And then Bane's like, "Money gives you
Feel
power
in
over
control."
me."
Nah. I'm
Nah.
looking him up, but
Okay.
I don't recognize his face.
I'll stop you
He
where you
also-
are, though, Duncan. I like
Go
how
for it.
so far you've made the whole cast very Australian. That's good.
Yeah,
You want to hire Australians. You
it's-
don't want to. You don't want to just hire American actors other than.
no,
And
no.
then,
We
you
want
know,
Australians
yeah.
to play Australians.
I'm looking forward to
We're
whether or not Hugh
authentic at this
Jackman
we're
comes in
authentic
into
at
the
That's
mix.
Class films. Well, I was thinking about Hugh Jackman, and I was thinking that Hugh Jackman should probably be the cameo at the end, or
Nice.
or he like basically Ben Mendelsohn's boss.
Okay.
So from there, we're going to have to expand upon some action scenes. So there's obviously going to be a minecart chase in an abandoned mine.
Very Indiana
Mel
Jones.
Gibson's going to send people
Cute.
to go after Ripper Smith, Sheila Slab, and this Hobo Man to full meth. So they're going to hook it up to the back of the RV and they're going to start driving. And
Nice.
then they're basically thinking, we have to get back to civilization. We need to go. And also they're going to get chased, basically Mad Max style. And they're going to think, right, we need to ditch this opal manta, so we're going to hide it in one of their opal mines that they've found. And then there's going to be like some sort of old minecart chase. And I think it's going to be the next summer blockbuster. Really, I do. What do you guys think?
My one
it's-
concern is how do we shoehorn Jason Mantzoukas into this?
This is true.
That's my like kind of one concern.
He
So,
could. I've
I've
got
already
a
thought about
great
this.
idea. Have you already thought about
I'll
it?
let Rory has the floor, so I have thought about it, but I'll let Rory's great idea go because it's come to him.
I'm going to say Russell Crowe, Kylie Minogue on the run in their Opal, right? They
Yep.
run out of gas, and then they have to go
Oh, in
get
the RV,
gas.
so they have to go use
They
the
have
Opal,
to
so
go
the
get
RV runs out of
gas, right?
Yes.
The guy that works at the gas station, Jason Mantzoukas.
Jason
Jason
Mantzoukas.
Mantzoukas.
He's like-
nice.
Makes sense. Makes
And
sense.
then he
And-
goes
That's
to
natural.
fix-
That's such a
Yeah.
natural.
And then if
yeah.
he goes like,
So-
oh, I can do some maintenance as well, goes in and like tries to like service their RV and goes,
in
guys,
10 seconds, like I show.
he's like, guys, you have a butt ton of meth in your van right now. And then
how
he's
do
roped
you
in
think
because he's
they
found out
pay-
about it.
So they're driving the RV with the Opal Manta hooked up. They run out of gas. They have to then drive the Manta, so now they're wanted because obviously, as soon as they see that people driving that Manta, they're goose. Their goose is
Yeah.
cooked. But when they get to the petrol station, like you said, how else do they? I mean, how else are you going to pay Jason Mantzoukas? You're going to pay him in meth.
Yeah, you are.
I was thinking that as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
mean,
wondering if maybe he went in and actually did all the meth.
lose half.
So
of
they
it.
have to take him, and it's kind of like it's one of these things where it makes no sense to real meth users, but they actually have to take him with them, and they start getting really pissed off. But they have to take him with him because they basically get to giving the meth over, and they're like, "Look, just take Jason Mantzoukas. He is the meth now."
He is the
Ah.
Somehow becomes like maybe he shits meth. I don't know.
Or
that's
it's all
true.
in
He
his
probably
blood,
would
and
as
now
well.
they need his blood.
In true Jason Mantzoukas style, he comes meth.
That's
Oh,
careful
yeah,
though.
that's
That
fair
you
enough,
would
yeah.
you say it's method
Understandable.
acting?
There is a
Love it.
chance here as well. If meth's the drug of choice, to sort of mix in maybe another discovery, because I something I want to. Quest is basically like free discovery, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. So you got the Queen of Meth. That's another sort of discovery quest show. So I mean,
Very good.
we could be linking a few together here.
Well, we could have a cinematic universe. That's
Oh
class
my
cinematic
God, that would be
universe
so
coming
good.
together.
Oh shit! We could have like an Avengers and stuff, but they'd be Discovery Questers. So they'd be called the Questers or something like that.
We could call it the
Questers.
QCU,
The QCU.
the Quest
Questers.
Cinematic
No,
Universe.
because we could hook up with Bear Avalanche, so it's the That's Class. So it's be the TCU, the That's Class universe, and
Yes.
we can have our Avengers, and we can have Ripper Smith and Chad Yeager
Could
Turn
we
up
accept
to.
though that Beverlanche is maybe an offshoot of Discovery Plus's The Zoo, or some sort of Arctic
That's a
Rights
good
Railroad
shout.
show?
So
You know.
obviously, there's a few other characters we need to flesh out. Like I've not quite got a handle on Mel Gibson's character.
Well,
The problem
yeah, who is Mel
you can't really
Gibson?
give
He's
a
just
baddie name to
he's
Mel
the
Gibson.
meth dealer, or he's the meth receiver?
Oh, he's the guy that he's waiting on this meth coming.
So
to
is he waiting on it to
but
use
he
it or
also
sell
makes
it?
He's waiting on it because he's going to sell it, and
Right.
then the car breaks. The car obviously
But
gets
is he
lost
like
in the storm.
Is he like a middleman, or is he like on the street
He
corner?
could be the
selling
middleman
meth?
for Hugh Jackman.
So
But,
Hugh Jackman
uh,
could be the guy in the corner.
No, Mel.
Where did-
Well, let's put it this way: we'll do whatever Mel wants to do.
Yeah,
You know,
fair
whatever
enough. Yeah.
Mel lets us film, and then we'll work around that. And
Would,
backfill it in.
Okay.
Would Mel Gibson be the Los Pollos Hermanos of our movie?
Ooh.
Ooh, I mean,
You know,
he
he's the
could be,
guy.
but then
He's the middleman that sells it, really, and he sells it through Opel Mantas.
Could we?
He's got a car
Sorry,
dealership,
no.
maybe.
a car dealership that just sells. No, it's a car dealership that just sells Holdens, and Holdens are obviously Vauxhalls, and
Yeah.
Vauxhalls are Opels. So
Yeah.
he has to
Ooh,
sell.
full
Now,
circle.
Not only does Ripper Smith fucking hate the fact he's in an Opel Manta, right, with a bunch of meth, and Jason Mantzoukas, right. Not only does Russell Crowe
Kylie's
hate
there
all
still.
that, right, he's a Ford man. And in Australia, that's a
Oh,
big deal.
fuck, that's
If
gonna
you're a
hurt.
Holden or a Ford man.
Christ,
so not
that's
only does
gonna
he hate
hurt.
the principle of Mel Gibson, right? He hates the idea of the
Oh.
meth and all that. He hates the fact he's a Holden guy, and that's really gonna that's gonna sell well to the Australian audiences.
I think it might.
Yeah.
We should always
That's
have him in like
disgusting.
a Ford trucker hat.
Ooh.
So is
on
there-
top of
is
the
there-
leads, on top of the leads thing? Yeah.
Is there like a potential for a sort of really spaced out meth dream sequence, or like meth trip sequence?
That could happen.
Yeah, well, that's
and then-
we're kind of going for weed, but yeah, meth definitely, because that's how we're going to get Slab to talk in the voice of Harry Maguire.
Well, yeah. So what I was thinking here is I've kind of just been playing this out in my head a little bit. So obviously they're opal mining in the outback. They're down these holes mining the opals, and maybe he's just had a bit of meth. He's like, well, I better try it. Check it's okay. It's not gone off and all that.
yeah.
Probably lost the point of the meth, but anyway. So he's just like spaced out in the back of the RV, and Kylie's just like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm naked. We're away to have sex. That's how we get naked in the film." And then he's just like, "What? What are you saying?" And then just like wipes out, blanks out, and he wakes up, and then was it the wombat?
Wombat
Slab is talking to him, and he's like, "Hey man, follow me. Come check this mine out." So he goes to the
Ooh.
mine, but he's like, "That I don't remember digging that mine hole, and why is there earth coming out of it?" And he looks in, and there's about 6 thick bunnies digging a new burrow down, and he just dives in, and he's just like, there's like thick bunnies. Slab is just like, yes, we've hit the jackpot, and it kind of goes nuts from there.
I
For
was
like 5
waiting for
minutes,
you
maybe.
to introduce thick bunnies into this
So,
movie pitch.
I was thinking.
But I think we've done it in a legitimate way, though.
I think
It's
we
true,
have.
It's true. We have. We definitely have.
Will they be
I
because it's
actually made
because
an
it's
entire-
a trip and you're like tripping out on meth?
You're
Are
seeing
they
things that you want.
are they Japanese
your
anime
deepest
thick
desires.
bunnies?
No.
No, just regular
Um,
cartoon thick bunnies.
No, they're not even cartoon. They're like
okay.
very creepily human-like thick
Oh,
bunnies.
I thought we were going to be like, well, actually, wombats that he's on his drug trip. He's seeing as.
No. They're genuine. Like
It's more of like an
person
uncanny
thick bunny.
valley. It's too real.
Oh right, okay.
in the way Elon Musk really wants there to be real-life cat girls.
Okay.
We're getting real-life thick bunnies because the whole
Okay.
point of the meth, it's like a special meth where you see your deepest desires.
Nice.
And it turns out that although Russell Crowe's got like Kylie throwing herself at him, and obviously we had the nude scene.
yeah.
Um,
Do you
his
know what
deepest
the
desire-
reverse
his deepest desire is just a pit of thick bunnies.
Your
in Legion Egg.
your ideas to the movie pitch remind me of Dennis Reynolds in Sunny, where he tries to think of the Thunder Gun movie, and he's like full penetration, couple of action, then full penetration, then action, and then more full penetration, and then the movie just ends.
Well, you know,
Oh dear.
but with a bit more class.
Yeah, instead of full penetration, it's just thick bunnies.
It's
Thick
tasteful,
bunnies.
and actually, when it gets to that scene, it can go in black and white because that's always classy.
Ooh, classy.
Oh, that is
But the best
classy.
thing about the thick bunnies burrowing will be the fact that they'll be like heads down, ass up. I can't even keep a straight face describing that.
Oh Jesus!
And then the end point is like, so all the bunnies up to that point have just been 2 C's thick. The end bunny's like a triple C thick bunny. Like it's like he's just like so spaced out. He's like, damn, she is thick. Like, yeah.
And this will span over maybe like 5 minutes of the movie when he's just high on meth.
It maybe needs bumped up to 10 minutes. I think it's probably worthy of 10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh
I
man!
also really wanted to have a cameo from. There's a couple other characters that I kind of haven't talked about yet. So
Dr. Carl Kennedy from Neighbours.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie, you're on fire. That's exactly what it was.
Yes! And Susan as well.
If you think those two aren't going to be in this film,
Toadie
you're
as well.
wrong.
Yeah, who's the
Just-
guy in Neighbours that had the goatee?
Oh,
Toadie.
Toadie.
Is it
Yeah,
Toadie?
Toadfish.
Toadie, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Yes.
Neighbours.
I was also thinking, like, how do you also cram in Crocodile Dundee? Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan. Oh.
I mean, at the end of the day, this whole thing could turn into like there's a minecart chase, and then they get rid of the. You could actually have the minecart chase during the storm, right? So they come out, they find the Opal Manta, they find the RV. Then from there, we could turn this basically into the Cannonball Run / Smokey and the Bandit. And therefore you could go
well,
that
you could
way.
with Paul Hogan, you could just have him as a cameo, and like they could be like having a campfire because after the minecart chase, they're out of the mine finally, and they're trying to find their way. They're making camp, and then just some random guy going on the outback, just going for a walkabout, turns up. It's Paul Hogan. Paul Hogan, and he's just like, "You guys got a knife?" And then done. And then they're like, "Yeah, sure." Uses the knife, does something to an animal, and then leaves.
Is there also potentially room for sort of like a Jedi Force Ghost moment where they've got Steve Irwin? Steve Irwin's there.
Ooh.
There's an interesting
Alright,
Speak
fact.
to Slab.
R.I.P. Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah. Or during the meth scene, Steve Irwin could be like in the clouds, like Mufasa from Lion King.
He's like the god of the thick bunnies.
Maybe, yeah. He's like, check out these bunnies. They're so thick.
Crikey!
I've never seen a bunny so thick. You guys
She's
got to
a
get in
beauty.
here. You got
But
to check
actually,
in.
yeah, he's
But
like
an
in the
Australian
clouds,
accent.
in the clouds, looking over them, riding Skippy. And then he kind of gets all stuck in a cloud for a minute, and he's like, "Crikey, Skippy, get out of the water!" And this goes on.
Oh, this is turning a little bit racist towards Australians. I might get
race.
I might get my brother's girlfriend Claudia to listen to this because she is very Australian.
How
And if
are
she
you not
had-
allowed in Australia?
She lives life upside down. She struggles really hard to like not have blood rush to her head all the time. Claudia, if you're listening, I
gonna
hope
say,
you're doing
yeah.
well. I hope you're
Is that
okay.
why they all have red faces?
Yeah, that's why they're all tanned. It's not actually tan. It's just too much blood in the face.
What?
Oh,
Too much
dear.
blood in the face.
So where did we get
So yeah,
to?
that was going to be. So we've basically got to there's the fighting RV followed by the minecart chase, followed by discovering the Opal Manta full of meth. They then tried to get it out of the wilderness. They run out of petrol in the RV because it got a puncture in the fight because it got a bullet to the gas tank. But a stray ricochet, not like a full blown thing, so they blow up the RV. And then they have to drive the Opal Manta full of meth to the gas station where they meet our good friend Jason Mantzoukas. Meanwhile, Mel Gibson's just chewing scenery, like just wrecking stuff, just doing what he does. I mean, there's loads of different names we could have. I like the idea of calling him Joe Quickfinger Flynn. No idea why. Or we could just call him Mel Gibson. Like,
I think we should genuinely just call him Mel Gibson.
Call him Mel Gibson. Yeah. Mel Gibson as himself. Mel Gibson's called Mel Gibson. I mean, we could just refer to him throughout the film. Like, they could just know him as the Pinger Man, because Pinger is what they call.
Who do they call a pinger?
A pinger is ecstasy.
Oh, see,
So they
I'm
can just call him
very,
Pinger Man.
I'm very naive to drugs.
Duncan's clearly a hardened user.
Yeah,
Hardened user, yeah, that's me.
I mean, he's in Edinburgh. Edinburgh's pretty heavy on the old drug scene.
It's more lived with a bunch of Australians, so
Also that, probably, yeah.
all they're called. So also that. Shout out to them for all this knowledge that they've passed on to me that I'm able to now use.
Yeah, thanks, Australians. You've
Thanks,
hurt our
Australia.
friend Duncan and changed him for the better, or worse.
Or worse. So
Duncan
now
used
we
to
just
be a
need
nice boy.
Until he found the drogas.
until he discovered Quest. And then from there, we just need to work out. Mel Gibson's just doing Mel Gibson things, and then we want them to probably end up meeting Mel Gibson in some sort of prearranged location.
Okay.
Not sure where a good showdown would be.
With the
I'd love them to turn
showdown.
up with an Opal Manta full of meth at the Sydney Opera House, but I don't really think we're going to have the budget for
Oh, I think it should be more of like a. Not so much like.
Go super.
Not so much obviously Australian, like an obvious like the bridge or in Melbourne or the Sydney Opera House. It
What
should
about-
just be the
that.
Outback
What about the Port of
gas station.
Could they
Yes.
really, really, really fuck over any sort of continuity and do it in Joshua's Tree, California?
Yeah, you film it there and say it's a billabong in the Outback.
Yeah. Just blatantly, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Is that the whole film we think it's full of Australians, but actually when they pull out to the gas, when they see meet
Whole
Jason
thing's
Sudeikis at
filmed
the
in
gas
Hollywood.
station, it's actually the whole
Yeah.
thing's actually just outside LA.
A big
Yeah.
drone scene where it just pans out.
Yeah,
And just in the
Pan-
sand, it's just like, fuck you, Australia. Just a big like.
pans out, and it's just pans out. And Vegas was about what 500
Yeah,
meters to the right.
yeah.
Entire time.
So does the showdown between Russell Crowe? I take it Kylie Minogue survives the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
She must
yeah.
have a big.
I mean,
she must
she's
have a
got
bigger
to.
role rather than just being Kylie Minogue. And then Eddie's like, she's naked in this scene.
I mean,
This
she
is
does.
great.
I would quite like her. I think it would be quite good if she could. Like, Mel Gibson needs a side piece for Kylie Minogue to kick the. Because remember, Kylie Minogue was in Street Fighter, so Kylie Minogue
Nicole
knows how to
Kidman,
handle
it's true.
herself.
Yeah.
So Kylie
Oh,
Minogue
we
needs to
could
be able
use
to-
Isla Fisher. She's Australian.
Isla Fisher. I'd quite like to see her like smack
And
the shit out of Kate Blanchett.
She's also Isla Fisher's also on the side of crazy of Mel Gibson. Have you seen her in
Okay.
Wedding Crashers?
Isla Fisher it is then.
That's true. That's true.
Elle
She'd be quite
McPherson.
good.
Elle McPherson.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
so we
the-
need someone to balance
Kate
out
Blanchett.
Mel Gibson. Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
We
Margot
need someone
Robbie.
to. We need some. Ooh, Margot Robbie. We need someone to be as mental as Mel.
Or completely like
Naomi
calm
Watts.
compared to Mel.
Oh, what about
Naomi
Isla
Watts is a good
Fisher?
one.
That's what I just said. Isla Fisher.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah,
he did.
I said
He talked
she
about
was
it at length.
mental in the movie Wedding Crashers.
Was she? Oh.
Remember, she just really wants Vince Vaughn's penis.
I'm pretty
No,
sure.
I
you
never.
said
I don't
yes.
think I actually watched that. Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne. Sure.
I quite like Isla
That's true.
Fisher because she's small and mental.
That's true.
Rebel
That's
Wilson.
True.
Rebel
No.
Wilson.
Do you not like Rebel Wilson, Duncan?
No, I think Isla
That was
Fisher. I think Isla Fisher might be an idea.
That was a hard
Do you
no
know-
from Duncan.
Yeah, it was a very hard no, wasn't it? No. Did you not
Is it
like
too
Rebel
harsh to say we
Wilson?
want to actually sell tickets to the film?
Oh wow!
Oh.
I think you're missing out on
went there.
all the fans of the a cappella films. Fuck, I forgot the names of them.
Pitch Perfect.
Oh, actually,
Terrific.
Pitch
Oh, there we
Perfect.
go. There's someone we know who's seen them.
Hello.
I've seen them. I think they're
terrific.
great.
Best hangover movies ever.
They're great. Pitch Perfect. Damn. Well, one of us is married.
I don't think that came out the way you thought it would, Duncan, did it?
No, it did. It did. No, I genuinely. That's why I was wondering which one of you hadn't seen it.
So,
Yeah,
but
safe
back
to
on
say.
track. Isla Fisher is Mel Gibson's side piece, and also like
Yep.
actually maybe the brains behind everything.
She
She has a massive fight with Kylie Minogue. They have a big fight.
Big
In the
dust up.
meantime, Australia's own Russell Crowe has a big fight with Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Is
Rippers-
the big fight at the end? Is that the end? Or are you
Yeah, we're
giving
not
away
doing
the
the volume
ending?
2 because we need to set up. We need to set up our we set up the
universe.
That's Class universe. So
Yeah.
Hugh
Should Nicolas
Jackman's
Cage
gonna
make
come
an
in.
appearance? And then like a
Nicolas Cage is gonna
post-credit
make an appearance
scene.
yet. Nah,
Could in a
we need to
post-credit
hold
scene?
back.
Wait, I've got it. Post-credit scene. You zoom out from Joshua Tree and you realize it's Joshua Tree, not Australia. and then Nicolas Cage walks on the scene with Russell Crowe and he's like, "Hey, Russell," or whatever his character was, Ripper, or whatever his name was.
Just
And you're
kicks
like-
open the door. They finally get an RV, and Nicolas Cage arrives, and it's like
Steals it in 60 seconds.
She finally opens the kit, and finally died, and literally the door of the RV gets like you say, suddenly the RV starts. They wake up. They're thinking, "What the hell?" Nicolas Cage just turns over from the driving seat and says, "Where's my pig?"
Where's my pig?
Ooh.
God.
And now we don't know what that's about because we were
Yeah,
talking
no
about
idea.
bears in his movie, and now he's talking
Yeah.
about pigs.
And then
It just turns
I
out and says,
think-
there's a bear avalanche, and we've got to go now.
Turns out it's a prequel.
ooh.
No, there's a second bear avalanche, but it can be like tied to some sort of volcano erupting.
Okay.
Ooh. Like a grizzly bear avalanche. No, but the first one was grizzly bears.
Mm.
That's like a Volberno or something.
Ooh.
Oh, the second coming.
Stop saying coming. I really see. I was trying to think of one as well today, and I was trying to think of one to do with Axemen, but I kind of never had enough time to commit to thinking about it. Just like being in the woods, I thought you could have used Axemen to tee it up very casually, because then you're in sort of North America, Canada,
That's good.
another place where they speak weird. That could maybe be the whole thing, where it's places where everyone speaks weird. It's like we've got Australia, next we hit Canada. But then we've also got,
Where were we in Bear Avalanche? Where were we there? Were we Colorado?
Oh, we were in Canada there,
We
weren't we?
were in Canada. We
we
were
were
sort
in
of like
Canada.
western, sort of, no, Colorado. It was Colorado.
Was it Colorado?
Right. Oh, yeah,
Definitely Colorado.
Yeah.
But I
They
mean, we
speak kinda weird there.
could also hit up like Louisiana, Florida with Axemen as well, because they were sort of down there in the swamps as well, logging in the swamps. The swamp logging was the best bit of that. Anyway, but yeah, no, there's a future
Things
pitch
to add.
in there. I
Things to
think.
add to the TCU.
Yeah.
To the TCU. Well, there's other ones to add to the TCU. So I've been thinking about, like I said, I've been thinking about this all day, and that's a dangerous thing. So other ones to go for, I've got Appalachian Outlaws. Feel like that's a great one. I started to write names down like that, like Sam Miracle McLean and Ben Vilemouth Blake. Not really sure what's going to happen there. Something is though. And the other ones, Backroad Bounty. Make of that what you will. Definitely sounds like it's going to be bounty hunters. Cajun
Who might
Pawn
also
Stars.
be gay together.
Yeah.
Cajun
back
Pawn
road.
Stars.
Ew.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not as suspicious as a Brojex in the house.
Bros.
Which I will send you a screenshot of just now.
Okay.
And there's also the one that I did kind of start to flesh out an idea of, and then decided to park it. But just because I thought Eddie would just kind of take this idea and run with it, was a show called Hogs Gone Wild.
Oh yeah.
That sounds great.
A
Thick
couple
hogs.
Couple of thick hogsmen.
Couple
Yeah.
of thick hogs, yeah. I was like, oh no, because then I flashed it out, and they were going to be like, and then basically it kind of devolved into something that had nothing to do with the show. Because obviously, Outback Opal Hunters were keeping to the opal hunting, whereas Hogs Gone Wild basically had turned it into some sort of anime version of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but with hogs instead of turtles.
I
And
see.
they're arch enemies of thick bunnies, and it all just went a bit sideways from there.
So actually,
and they could use skateboarding.
The thick bunnies
out
are
in the
canon.
swamps of Louisiana.
The thick bunnies can be a canon. They can be like a reoccurring thing in all of our movies.
Oh, they tie it all together.
It'll be all down. Yeah, that's the Shyamalan twist. It's all down to the thick bunnies.
No, if Marvel's the daddy of this sort of thing, and the whole big bad for Marvel for the whole first phase of it, or whatever,
Thanos.
Is Thanos, yeah, and the Infinity Stones. It could be some sort of like quadruple thick bunny.
Oh shit.
Thickness.
And the whole thing that they're trying to collect is the C's. So this bunny has the 4 C's, and it's trying to get the 5th C to become the quintuple thick bunny. But they've got to get to eventually there comes a point. So we introduce all the characters from the films and stuff.
Yeah.
And with from the shows in these films. They're like sort of like phase 1. And then phase 2 is they start realizing they get together and they get talking and they realize, damn, do we all keep seeing these thick bunnies? There's something in that. Why are they only 2 C's?
Yeah.
Maybe there's bunnies with more C's, and then it turns out that there is.
There's like a queen bunny.
She's attempting to become the quintuple C bunny,
the thickest bunny.
They have to stop that happen. Yeah, it's sort of on a level with like, if you see the 5C thick bunny, it's like offensive to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that everyone can agree on, that it's offensive.
Very offensive, yeah. Kind of, no, I'm not going to make that correlation.
I also found 2 other shows. So there's the Detonators and the Aviators, and both of them sound like we need them in the our Avengers. So I will definitely work on them.
And then when we get a bit bored of stuff on Earth, we can amp it up with alien encounters.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's exactly what Marvel did. It's exactly what Fast and Furious did.
Myth Hunters as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's all there.
Oh yeah. It's all coming together.
We can take a note out of the Monsterverse and do some sort of Hollow Earth theory with. I mean, there's all the classic car shows. I mean, we could basically do Cars, but like live action.
So much room for activities.
No, it wasn't. It was a cartoon.
No, it wasn't.
It was so real, though. It was
so real. I believed cars could talk.
This is good. So, what are you? What's the movie called? Opal.
We're going to call it Outback Opal Hunters, but obviously the twist is they're not just not Outback Opal Hunters, but they're not just hunting opals. They're hunting they have to deal with an opal because they're being hunted whilst they drive an opal.
It's the Shyamalan twist.
Like Outback Opal Hunters, the Crystal Maze.
The Crystal Maze.
Here's a question for you, Dunk. Who do you want directing this movie?
I thought Duncan was directing it.
Oh, he wrote it. He's the writer.
All direct it. I think.
Do you want Shyamalan?
We need to get Shyamalan. No. We need someone. I don't know.
It has to be an Australian director, doesn't it?
I think it does. Yeah.
Quickly Google's Australian.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
There's probably more than we think.
Oh, Wayne Blair. There's this guy, Baz Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann, yes.
This guy called
Luhrmann presents.
The guy called George Miller looks insane. We should use him.
Oh, he did the Mad Max.
He did Mad Max.
Yeah.
George Miller or
Baz Luhrmann, and the only reason Baz Luhrmann loves to do like really bright and colourful, so when it comes to the psychedelic scene, he's gonna have that down.
You'll have a great time.
So
this guy's got a cool name, PJ Hogan.
That's a solid name.
That's a cool name.
Very Aussie.
He did the 2003 Peter Pan.
The Pan.
And Confessions of a Shopaholic starring Isla Fisher, so they've got a bit of a relationship.
Ooh.
We need to make sure we avoid the Me Too movement and not pick someone questionable.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Don't go, ooh, Howie Weinstein, he looks good.
Well, no. Too soon?
Too soon. Oh, solid movie pitch, Dunk. That was really, really good. That was
Thank
a lot
you.
better
Thank
than
you.
what
I
I
did put a bit of
expected.
effort into that.
I mean, I'm sad that I didn't expect a lot because it seemed like we rushed into it in the background from the podcast.
Duncan doesn't rush.
I
Duncan's
should-
been
yeah.
planning this for months.
Duncan's been thinking about this since episode 3 when we actually talked about Bear
Episode
Avalanche. He's been making this universe since 20 weeks ago.
Duncan's probably already come up with the trailer. Fuck, I
Ooh.
fucked it. Oh, I shit the bed with it.
Go again.
Duncan's probably already come up with the trailer, which we would probably like just back a truck up onto. Beep 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 beep. Bow now no 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 no. Bow now no 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 no. Bum bum ba da bum bum ba da. Do 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 do. Trailer time.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a podcast within a podcast, Trailer Time, where Eddie, Duncan, and myself
did it better.
talk about some trailers that have happened this week that we are pretty excited about. Who would like to start it off, boys?
What's the first one? Let me have a look. We have on
I
the list.
love how
Ooh,
great the
that's not-
start was, and then it's very unorganized at the end.
Well, Army
Let me just,
Army of Thieves. Army of Thieves had its first trailer.
Yes.
Which seems like a very quick turnaround.
Very quick.
From Army of the Dead, wasn't it? It features
What's Army of the
Dieter?
Dead?
Yeah, prequel to Army of the Dead.
It's Ludwig Dieter, the
Dieter.
safecracker from Army of the Dead.
Is Army
it's
of the
the
Dead a
prequel.
comedy?
No.
It has its moments, but nothing.
I think
Nothing
it's
that's
just
a
like
very
a-
modern action film.
Yeah, I think it's just like
Right.
a classic action film that's
Because
like
this
kinda funny
movie has
sometimes.
serious comedy vibes for me. Like, there are a lot of comic beats in this trailer that really hit for me, and I was like, fuck yeah, man.
But that's because Dieter's the funny one in the film.
He's like the kind of comic relief in
Yeah.
Army of the Dead.
Is he the
So-
the blonde guy?
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay. But I also like the small, fat
Yeah.
guy with the mustache. He was really funny. He's like an inspector. He's like a detective.
In what? In this?
Yeah. No? What am I thinking of? Oh, no, I'm thinking of the other one.
I don't know.
Are you thinking of Queen Pins?
Yeah, you're thinking of Queen
Oh, I'm thinking
Pins.
of the other one. Sorry, yeah. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Army
Go
of the
on.
Dead. Yeah.
Go.
Never mind. I'll edit that out.
This was so smooth last week.
I watched them consecutive, one after the other.
Speak for yourself.
I feel like Porky. You know how Porky Pig tries to say one thing and then ends up saying it a different way.
I
I ended up watching them. I ended up watching them consecutive, one after the other.
Easy for you to say. But no, it looks quite good. I think I'll probably watch it. Will it come to Amazon? I think so. Yep. Oh no, Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah,
it's
it's
on
a Netflix
Netflix,
show.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Netflix
Yeah,
special.
it was Netflix. Sorry. But they're kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's a Zack Schneider. Zack Schneider.
Zack Schneider.
Schneider.
Who did? So did South Park ever take the piss out of this Schneiderverse or the Schneider cut?
Is that not where the Zack? Oh no, I'm doing Zack Schneider in the same way that they did Stan Marsh.
Stan Marsh.
It's also crap. What's his
Come
name?
on, Marsh.
Who's the guy? Who's Juice Bigelow?
Your mum.
Duncan.
Rob Schneider.
Bob Schneider. That's the
Rob
one
Schneider.
from South Park where he's like, Rob Schneider
Bob.
is a carrot.
Yes, that's it. They related.
No, it's spelled Schneider. One's SNYDER, and I'm not going to butcher
Spell
Rob
the other
Schneider's
one.
name
The
without
other one's
looking
like-
it up.
SCHNE or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
NEIDER.
Yeah, kind of quite German.
Yeah. German and I
Must
think
be.
Jewish.
Can we say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a guess. It does sound like it's from that part of the world. So
I really wanted to say that. But I didn't know if you could or not.
Schneider.
What's okay? I,
mean,
don't know.
I think it's not okay
No,
to say
anymore.
the abbreviated term of a Jewish person. But just to say the full
No.
word of
And he's
but-
like, what?
No, but you really, it's not okay to say. But
I think if you
Wikipedia
are
said Jews or Jewish people,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's okay to say like you are a Jew.
yeah. If you are one,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's such an awkward conversation.
yeah, I know.
Literally, third title on Wikipedia: Who is a Jew?
Great.
That is a fucking big list.
Well, we can
That must be every.
we can reach out to our listeners. If you are Jewish, please write into the pod and explain to us the right way to say this.
Oh no.
I also
That would
really
be-
hope you're not listening.
And we're sorry
dear.
if you are. Moving
So,
on.
Army of Thieves looks good, and then we also
Yeah.
had a trailer I
Great.
never thought I saw before. Queen Pins.
Yeah, never heard
Yeah,
of it.
it looks ace though, doesn't it?
It looks really
No,
good.
I didn't even know it was being made, but it looks really good. Stars
about
Kristen
two-
Bell and someone else from The Good Place, whose name I don't know.
Are they both from The Good Place?
Yeah, I saw you said that, and then I had to go and look, and it turns out it's the guy, the
Is it
main
the guy from
the main devil. The main devil. It's not Chidi.
No,
He's
no,
not.
no, no. The person from The Good Place is the girl.
No, it's not. You
Aye.
better check that up.
Kristen Bell and
Yeah.
Kirby Howell Baptiste is the black girl that's her friend.
But she's not in.
She is. She's Simone Garnett. She's in it over quite a bit. She's the one that's in.
Oh, damn.
That's
Ah,
what I was talking
okay.
about.
But what's also good about this
retraction.
Plays
movie?
Chidi's soulmate.
What's also good about this
Mm.
movie though is that it came out of nowhere because I've only just seen this
Yeah.
trailer because it was put on the pod document.
Yeah.
And
Oh, really?
it's
I've
got
been hearing
such-
about it for months.
It's got a hell of a cast. I mean, like you said, Kristen Bell, Vince Vaughn's in it, Kirby Howell Baptiste, Jack McBriar, who is really funny. I can't remember what he's in, but he's really funny. And Joel McHale, who's the guy from Community.
Yeah.
It looks
And
good.
Mark
It
Evan
reminded me a bit
Jackson.
of-
Have you guys ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Well, Mark Evan Jackson is also in The Good Place.
Ah, right. I know him from he's Captain Holt's husband.
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 It's also got Baby Rexha in it, which was quite a nice surprise.
Baby Rex.
Who?
Quite like her.
Who's Baby
Baby
Rex?
Rexha.
Oh, that's the one
The
from
singer.
Florida Georgia Line song.
Yeah, but she's
Ah.
also an actress, and she's the one in the like they go to her to get help with like being
Oh,
baddies.
the being gangsters, yeah.
Never heard
It
of
looks.
her.
It reminded me of McMillions in a way. I know this is based off a true story, but did you guys ever hear about McMillions?
No.
No.
It's the true story. It's a documentary film, and because I was saying, I'd love to hear the real story
Oh.
behind this film. And McMillions is about Monopoly, McDonald's.
Oh,
Monopoly.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
being fixed
Yeah.
from 1989 till 2001.
The
Someone
same
was
Hush was
basically
in that, wasn't he?
fixing the system.
Yeah, the same family were winning, right?
Something along
Something
those
like that.
lines,
It
where
was like the
basically
same because
they were-
they didn't want it to make it look so obvious. So that it was like cousins and aunties and mother. It wasn't the same
People they
person
knew,
winning, but
yeah.
it was people within the family that were. Yeah, that's class.
So it kind of reminded me a bit of that, but no, it looks good fun. It looks
Yeah.
like like I said, I'd love
Another-
to know
the-
I'd love to know
the-
the full story.
The guy I mentioned earlier with the small mustache who doesn't know the difference between whether or not he's had sex or used a coupon. He's the guy that's Duncan. He's in Cobra Kai.
So
Paul-
he is.
Paul Walter Hauser is the guy with the
Stingray.
ponytail. He's Stingray, yeah.
Stingray.
He's also in Black Klansman.
Is
I
he?
recognised him from that.
So he is. Yeah. It's the he's done it- the glasses and the mustache just throws you
Yeah.
off.
He's like the new Zach Galifianakis.
Maybe.
Like an
Oh,
unknown.
he's also in, I think. Oh, I don't think I've watched that. Sorry. I think you should leave with Tom Robinson. He's got a role in that. That's I sent you that clip this through the week there of the Tiny Penis Horse Ranch. Did you watch that?
Yeah,
No.
Oh man, I sent that, didn't I?
he did. I've watched it.
Oh man, go watch that. So there's the comedian Tim Robinson has a show on Netflix called I Think You Should Leave. 2 seasons of it. I highly recommend going and watching it.
Okay.
You'll probably watch most of it and think this is crap, but man, there's some absolute gold in there. Absolute gold.
Okay, I'll give it. Where is it? Is it on Netflix?
Anyway, that's a side note. Netflix, yeah. Tim Robinson, I
Nice.
think, used to leave. An episode's like 20 minutes, so it's super
Oh, that's
easy.
good.
Okay,
It's
cool.
super easy
I'll give it a go.
watching.
Moving on to our
No,
third and
I like
final trailer.
Okay.
I could edit that out and you can keep going, Eddie, if you want.
No, it's okay.
Oh dear. I guess. Well, okay. The third and final trailer.
You
is
have to leave that bit
Ghostbusters.
in, though.
Yeah, I will.
It's awkward
I will.
silence.
I will. That was funny.
Technical difficulties. Beep. Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Dude,
Or
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 3.
Wow.
I'm a big fan of Ghostbusters. I was a fan of the Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray movies.
Bill Murray.
I'm worried. I'm worried that it's not a comedy, and they're trying to do what they did with the female version of the Ghostbusters and trying to make a serious Ghostbusters movie again with ridiculous CGI. And what was so good about the original Ghostbusters was that it was kind of slapsticky and not that serious, and the ghosts were kind of funny and also pretty terrifying at the same time.
So
you
you're
agree?
saying women can't do comedy?
No,
Is that kind of what you just said?
no.
Oh, would you like a trampoline to jump to that conclusion? You put your trampoline away.
Yes.
Stop jumping to conclusions.
Eddie's jumping to what? Who, me?
I'm joking. No.
I was good. I was good.
So worried.
So awkward.
No. Do you think it might suffer from a dose of the old member berries? As in, I get a feeling it's potentially one of these
nostalgia
films
hit.
where it kind of they didn't hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be like
I don't know
Space
if,
Jam.
someone had said that to me. Yeah, I don't know if someone had said that to me previously about this Ghostbusters 3, but it kind of looked like it had a lot of the high notes from maybe the original Ghostbusters, but
Yeah.
I don't think I ever actually watched the original Ghostbusters. I definitely didn't watch the all women cast one.
Well, this is
So,
the weird thing about Ghostbusters.
Potentially,
They've called it Ghostbusters 3, but then the
They haven't
women
called
one,
it Ghostbusters 3.
but the one
They
with
just called
all
it Ghostbusters Afterlife.
but on IMDb.
Oh, is it called the Ghostbusters 3?
Yep,
They've just been calling it Afterlife on. Hey,
Ghostbusters
wow,
3
that's bold.
Afterlife.
I thought they were just going to call it. I thought they were just going to call it Ghostbusters Afterlife.
was
to
there,
stop
like-
this conversation?
so has there only been 2 so far, or is this what you're trying to say?
There's been 3 so far. This will be the 4th. So there
Oh,
was
so
they're
they're-
not counting the third one. The third one, it's not.
there was
Oh.
Ghostbusters, there was Ghostbusters 2, and then there was Ghostbusters the women one.
Just called.
now
It was called Answer the Call or something. They gave it a subtitle.
Yeah,
Uh,
and even in the trailers, if you go onto YouTube, it says Ghostbusters 3
Yeah,
Afterlife.
I'm looking at it now. That's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a
Ooh.
direct continuation.
So I wonder
of
if
the first two.
I wonder if because the women one was so badly received, they've kind of gone, it's not canon.
No, it's definitely not. They've actively said this is a direct continuation of the first two, which is why I think it has a lot of, for the trailer wise, I think it has a lot of Force Awakens vibes, where basically they, like Eddie says, they hit all those member berries. You see Janine, and you see
Yeah.
the Ecto one, and then you see the baby Stay Puft marshmallows, which were actually
Dude,
really brutal, which I
They
quite
looked
liked.
really creepy.
The toasting of the. What I loved was the one where they were fighting two of them were fighting each other, and one of them was sleeping on a biscuit, and the other one covered him in chocolate, and the other one had a blowtorch and was going to melt him into a s'more. I thought that was absolutely brutal and brilliant.
I need to watch that
Kind of
back.
like the
that-
Christmas critters in South Park.
Yeah, they seem really nice, but really,
Uh,
they're owned by the devil.
I think
Yeah.
you're right about the slapstick comedy. I think it's done by the guys directing it is the son of the first director of the first two, Jason
Interesting.
Reitman. So his dad directed the first two. So I think as long as he has and he was on the sets when he was a kid. So I think there will be a good dose of the member berries. But if they can, Dan Aykroyd's going to be in it, Bill Murray's going to be in it.
Well, this is the thing, and Ernie
so
Hudson's
yeah.
in it.
Hudson's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's-
and also
there's a
you hear at the
massive
very
slap
end of
of,
the episode of the very end of the trailer, you hear Dan Aykroyd's voice as well, which was quite nice.
Yeah. And there's a very big slap of nepotism in the things here. So you said it's the son of someone. So you got Jason Reitman is the director,
Yeah,
produced
Yes.
by Ivan Reitman,
yeah.
That's his
and
dad.
written by Jason Reitman.
Yeah, that's the son.
So, oh yeah, it's the same dude twice. All right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh well.
With an indirect
Denied. Check me trying to be woke.
Based on the 1984 film.
Yeah.
It looks really
No,
good.
Also
but it
And
did
written by
look
Dan
kinda cool.
Aykroyd, though. Annie Potts.
Yeah.
What are
And
you saying?
also-
You were saying something. I was just.
Yeah.
You said it at the same time.
I'm just saying, Paul Rudd. The cast is insane. Paul Rudd's in it.
Yeah.
The little dude from Stranger Things. He loves doing like hey, it's a reboot, and I'm not in the 80s anymore, but I'll be an 80s guy. What's his
But
name?
kind
Finn.
of doing a film that was originally from the 80s.
Exactly. Finn Wolfhard. Strong name. Oh, Sigourney Weaver's
try
back.
hard name.
Dunk. Sigourney Weaver's back in this as well.
But is she not his mum? Is that the whole deal? That's his mum.
No, I thought the deal was that
his
he
mom's
was.
the girl and the woman in the trailer.
Was he not?
All right.
Not Venkman.
He's the
What's
grandson
guy?
of
Egon.
yeah,
He's the grandson of Egon.
that's the one.
Egon.
Yeah.
Egon Spengler.
Another fantastic scene from the original Ghostbusters where they go do re Egon. It's great. Egon's so witty. I imagine most of that movie was ad-libbed by
Yeah, it's gonna be an
Bill
interesting
Murray.
film.
I'm stoked to see it.
definitely, 100%.
I'm very,
I'm sure
very
he'll be a
excited
scene
to see it.
stealer when he comes back.
Did anyone watch the Ghostbusters from 2016?
No.
I can't remember. I think I've watched bits of it. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure I've
Because
watched
like,
the first half.
I quite like Melissa McCarthy and I quite like Kristen Wiig.
Genuinely, the
So
lineup
I'd be a
looked
bit
good.
sad if it was like kind of shit.
Yeah, the lineup looked
Yeah.
good, and the actresses were all comedians, and we were like, cool, another Ghostbusters comedy movie, but it just didn't work. People did not gravitate to it at all.
No.
And the CGI was fucking awful.
Oh man.
I mean, what they tried to do so well with the original Ghostbusters was that the ghosts looked real and that they were a part of this, like the set and the screen and interacting with the humans. And then this one was clearly you watched it and went, cool,
Yeah.
fake ghosts.
Nice. But then were they fake because they tried to keep them looking like the original ones, which at the time the original ones would have looked amazing and like real, but maybe if you go back and watch it now, it's a bit like it's not aged phenomenally.
Kind of back now. The first Duncan, I don't know if you remember, the first ghost you see in the library is super real. And the way that they did that is they just filmed.
It's well
someone-
done.
Yeah, they filmed someone dressed as a ghost, and then they basically did a camera trick to make her look see-through. So they were actually interacting with this lady. So she looks real and looks like a dead person.
Alright.
But now it's just a CGI.
There's a
Cartoon.
poltergeist in your basement, by the looks of things. Oh no,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
back. He's back. It's
Cool.
okay.
Shall we end it there, boys?
I think so.
Um,
I think so. Before that
shit,
poltergeist
yeah.
gets you.
Before the poltergeist gets me.
Why have you
the
got two shadows behind you?
yeah.
Oh, that's only going to work on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Silent comedy. Nice one. That'll do it for this week. If you want to contribute to the topics, you can find us on all the socials by searching for That's Class Pod. You can also write to us via email at that'sclasspod@gmail.com. Let us know what you find class, and we'll probably put it in a future episode. If you have any ideas, pitches that you want to give Duncan for his movies and for the TCU that we've now made, you can write to us on all our
Established is
socials
coming.
as well. You can also catch our faces on YouTube, like I said at the top, if you want to listen to this all again, but in visual form. And if you do, leave a like, leave a comment, hit the bell so that you're notified every time we upload a new episode. Big thanks if you want to share the podcast as well, because the more you share, the more people listen, and that makes us feel all warm and fuzzy,
True.
like we're cuddling a nice thick bunny. Thank you very, very much for listening. I hope you have a super day. Say goodbye, Duncan.
Goodbye, Duncan.
And as Eddie says at the end of every episode of That's Class.
He slimed me. I feel so funky. Generic
Nice.
Ghostbusters quote.
Yeah. Not quite on par with Bill Murray, but yeah, it was a quote. Yeah.
I don't know how he delivered it, so
That's nice. I'll stop that there.